Chicago staying in it. Natasha Cloud. And right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena after Natasha Cloud got that bucket. She wanted her voice heard. We have talked about the conversations surrounding the W. That is Enes Kanter in the building today.
Clark, a deep three!
113-90, Caitlin Clark drops 8 3 balls on the Chicago Sky. Kelsey Mitchell goes 6 for 9 at the three-point line, but there's so much we need to talk about because this game was completely won from distance. Oh, and yeah, Enes Kanter Freedom decides to show up to this game, and it was just drama.
Courtside drama during last night's Indiana-Chicago WNBA game. Take a look.
And right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena after Natasha Cloud got that bucket. She wanted her voice heard.
All right, that's former NBA center Enes Kanter Freedom. He was escorted out of last night's game after confronting Chicago Sky guard Natasha Cloud. You could see Cloud yelling and pointing at Kanter, who was wearing a black T-shirt that said, quote, woman, noun, adult, human, female.
All right, you guys, let's talk about the madness one last time until we close the book on all of this. We send it on its way and we ignore it for the rest of our lives, shall we? So obviously there was an altercation last night in the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game. It was Natasha Cloud and Enes Kanter. Honestly, when I first saw this, when I was watching the game live, I only saw it from Natasha Cloud's point of view, like the camera that was following her, and I was nervous. I was like, oh no, like who is she getting into it with on the Indiana Fever? Like there's bad blood between these two teams, like what happened? And then the camera pans and she's going off on Enes Kanter, who was sitting courtside. Now when she starts walking towards him and kind of telling him off, he stands up, puts his arms out, and starts walking onto the court. Like he takes a step onto the court. That was the reason he was ejected. I'm seeing so many people saying like, oh, he shouldn't have been ejected. Like, what did he do wrong? He walked onto the court. That's what he did wrong. Like that is that is basic courtside etiquette. If a player were to be charging at me and I was sitting courtside, say it was a male NBA player, and I stood up and walked on the court and went like that, I would also be kicked out of the arena.
Natasha Cloud found some way to make last night's game all about her. As the Chicago Sky are getting crushed in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, Natasha Cloud decides to crash out on a fan courtside. That fan was wearing a shirt that said woman on it. And Natasha Cloud couldn't bear the sight. All the horror. So Natasha Cloud starts approaching this was a woman sitting courtside. Natasha Cloud starts approaching this female sitting courtside and starts going off, screaming at them, cursing at them, yelling at them. And somehow this female fan is the one that gets kicked out. Somehow this female fan, just sitting courtside, minding her own business, gets kicked out because Natasha Cloud couldn't control herself. So let me get this straight. Natasha Cloud, within the span of a week, uses a homophobic slur. Then she goes back and forth with a fan courtside, gets the fan kicked out, and no punishment for Natasha Cloud. Folks, in any other league, if you use a homophobic slur during a press conference, you're getting fined, at worst, suspended. Folks, in any other league, if you're screaming at a fan courtside, especially an innocent female fan, if you're screaming at that person courtside, there's going to be some punishment coming down from the league. But not in the WNBA. Not in the WNBA.
What happened tonight?
What happened tonight? Good question. So I was literally out there. I mean, I'm a huge fan of basketball, a huge fan of women's basketball, and I was there to watch the game, and I was really excited because I'm a huge fan of the Fevers. And so I was just literally just there to just watch the game. And then first half went amazing. I was having so much fun with my friends and stuff. And then it was towards the end of the third quarter. And Sophie Cunningham shot a three. and I put my hands up to celebrate, right? Literally a couple position later, Natasha came back and started screaming and yelling and said, "She's not gonna sleep with you." And I was like, I am not trying to sleep with her. I'm just here to protect women and support her. And then obviously after that, she started yapping and she started to walk towards me. And literally I just got up and then I was like, I'm just here to protect women and that's all, right? And then she started to yell. She started to use some very heavy language. She started to actually cuss. And I was very shocked that there were a lot of kids and there were a lot of teenagers was at that game. And I just cannot believe that she was just cussing and using those F-bombs in front of all these kids. And that is not, I mean, I'm sure like she's loved in Chicago and many kids and idolizing her and stuff, but that's not a WNBA athlete should react, you know? And then anyway, and then after that, the security guy, you know, came and then I was like, listen, you need to leave. I was like, can you please tell me why do I need to leave? They said, look, you just need to leave. And then they literally, I don't want to say they dragged me, but like they pretty much like pushed me to leave the gym. And then after that, I had a conversation with the police officers, which I respect a lot. You know, I was like, listen, I was just there to protect women.
Clark, a dig three!
All right, enough is enough, man. Yeah, y'all clinched, all right? You better have your cheeks clenched because y'all about to get this belt. I'm sick of it, man. I'm absolutely sick of it. We go full first half, ISOing all day, no teamwork, slow basketball, the ball not moving around. I mean, it's ridiculous work what we're doing out here. Then we get to the closing side of the game. AB going up with a contested shot. I mean, I don't know what she was throwing up at the end. Caitlin Clark throwing up a contested shot. I don't know what she had going on with this ISO stuff. Why are we ISOing when we just saw evidence that if we run the pick and roll, we can get a good look. We can get a good look, right? The entire first half was nasty work. ISO this, ISO that. I mean, my eyes felt like somebody dropped lemon drops in them, dog. It was hurting me watching that game. It was hurting me, fam.
Damn, man. Damn. Aaliyah Boston garbage, man. Man. Golly, man. Damn, man. Should have won that game. Should have won that game, man. Aaliyah Boston is a pure bum, missing layups left and right. Stephanie White is a bozo bonehead, man. Get Caitlin Clark the hell away from this clown-ass organization. We got to get into this game, man. Y'all know Caitlin Clark played small forward for the entire first half of the game, all the way until about 4 minutes left in the third quarter when the Indiana Fever were down by 9. The girl was playing small forward. Aaliyah Boston brought the ball up the whole first 3.5 quarters. This is ridiculous. This is malpractice. Stephanie White should be fired immediately. Fired this bum.
So the Indiana Fever just lost to the New York Liberty by 7 points. Now, as expected, Caitlin Clark wasn't allowed to play her game. She still took control of this game. Caitlin Clark had a very efficient game. Now, before I even get into why they did Caitlin Clark a disservice and this team a disservice, chasing Kelsey Mitchell's record, let me drop a disclaimer now. Caitlin Clark should have knocked down her free throws. Caitlin Clark should have also got that foul at the end of the game. Caitlin Clark should have had the keys from the beginning of the game. But the only thing people will focus on is that Caitlin Clark missed 2 free throws. Once again, because a lot of people don't hear me when I criticize Caitlin Clark, even though I've been doing it for years. Caitlin should have knocked down those 2 free throws, and even she'll be the first to tell you that. Now that that's out the way, let's get to the real basketball that could have avoided all of this, right? That would have avoided us needing clutch free throws to even be in the game, right? Now, as you guys can see, Kelsey Mitchell has her 20-point streak still going, 25 points, right? Kelsey Mitchell did exactly what she wanted to do. She got her points. Kelsey was seen smiling after the game, etc., etc. Let's talk about the game for a second. So if you guys don't know, the Fever's record when Kelsey Mitchell leads in scoring was 10-9 before this game and is now officially 10-10.
This is how I feel right now. This is exactly how I feel. Another game. Now, I made a video talking about Breanna Stewart, telling the world what Dallas did to stop the Fever. They gave y'all the game plan they was going to do to stop y'all publicly. And yet again, she run the offense through Kelsey Mitchell. And I got another Kelsey Mitchell video that I'm going to do a breakdown on. And I never thought we would be here. The story of the 2026 Indiana Fever, they're not winning the championship, guys. I'm going to just be honest with you. I don't believe they're winning the championship. They're lucky if they get into the playoffs. I believe that they're going to be knocked out in the first round. This has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. If I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm talking to my agent right now. We're negotiating, and we're getting me the hell out of Indiana, bro. I don't even think getting a new coach could fix this. Granted, Stephanie White get a lot of the blame, but majority of the blame needs to be spearheaded and gone to none other than Amber Cox, because Amber Cox helped orchestrate this team. The 2026 season is going to be remembered by a defensive disaster. The defense has been horrible since pre-season. I mean, you need to fire everybody.
Clark, a deep three!
able to withstand everyone and secure this win?
Yeah, you know, I want to give Toronto their flowers. What a great environment for women's basketball. It's a hell of a crowd. It's a lot of fun to play in front of. Sandy Bondello is doing a great job. Marina, and now they have Sykes back. Like, I want to give them their flowers because they're a hell of a squad. But you know what? Kelsey kind of went out for a second, so we all had to step up, knock down our shots. We weathered the storm a little bit, and so that's just part of building it and the growth that we're showing right now.
What was said in that last huddle before that final defensive stop?
You know what? I mean, when you have Marina on the team, you're never out of the ball game, and so it's really just trying to key on in her and just trying to make sure that, I don't know, that like we're just keeping the ball in front, no fouls, no threes, and I think we did a pretty good job of it.
I know you talk about the big three and their scoring impact, but what about you? I mean, 13 points, second in the league in three-point percentage. How have you been able to fulfill your role so seamlessly?
I'm just here. You know, whatever the team needs of me, I'm going to do. That's what it's all about. Owning that's what it means to be the ultimate pro, is just coming in. Purpose over trying to prove yourself. And so the big three are going to do their thing every single night. And like I said, I'm just going to come, have some fun, maybe inspire some young girls to come beat me one day.
5-game road trip. You got 2 wins, 3 to go. I mean, just how's this team feeling, and what's the message heading forward?
We got 3 more games. No, I'm kidding. Hey, you know what? This is what it's about. You know, FIBA break's almost around the corner, but these are some big games for us. It's all about building. It's all about us. We're playing some great teams. We had a Dallas, then New York, and then a back-to-back with Chicago. And so it's really taking one game at a time, and I think we took care of business tonight, and that was the most important thing.
Thank you, Sophie.
Thanks, guys. Good job of finding a way. Okay, really good job of finding a way. We started to expand that fist, and then we came back together. All right, that was really good stuff. Now, we know we got a lot of stuff we got to work on, right? We know that. But being able to come away and withstand what we withstood in that run, and to be able to pull together, get some key stops. Shot C. Yeah, hell yeah. Great pass, so. It wasn't pretty. Okay, it wasn't pretty. We still got room for growth, a lot of room